Hello, I am Vince, and today I am happy. Yeah! I went to the doctor yesterday and I got my Inspire implant activated and adjusted. It was a really kind of a cool. You guys remember I talked about getting rid of the CPAP and having this put in, the Inspire put in, and all that other stuff just to get rid of that stupid CPAP. And I'm glad it is, well, it's on its way. It's not completely gone, but it's on its way out. I went to the doctor. They had this little induction thing, a little pad, that looks like one of those pads you put to charge your phone. And the inductor thing had a big long cable to it that went to the computer. And they put the induction thing over my implant, which is right there. They put it there and they did all kinds of settings. I had the doctor, I had the rep from Inspire, and they kept testing different things. Pretty fascinating, really. So they got it turned on. The other thing I was making fun of is this remote, because it's so bloody huge. Well, the reason it's huge, I find out, is because it is another computer. This is another induction thing. I can hold this to my chest, turn it on and off, make adjustments and things like that. So that is what this is all about. Plus, what you get is an app. Now, the app gives you all kinds of information, and it collects data and it sends it to your doctors. It, like I said, though, it has all kinds of information. There are videos, there are an analytics, there's all kinds of things, all kinds of settings on here, different, anyway, all kinds of different things that you can do with this. Last night, I got 8 hours. Very cool. I'll tell you the story about when they were tuning this in on me. The doctor explained to me, he goes, those probes that they put in there, they don't really go into any nerves. So they don't go into the type of nerves that would cause you pain. You will not be feeling any pain, but you will feel something. You can feel, apparently, or he thought you could, or maybe you can, feel the muscles tighten up. Okay. And the doctor said, yeah, I know it's really hard to understand. He goes, I do not have one of these, but I have heard from a million different people that it's the kind of thing that you don't know you're feeling it until you notice it. And then when you notice what that was, then, bink, you've got an idea, and then you can start to feel it. So I'm just sitting there relaxing while they're playing with the power that they're sending to me. They're adjusting different levels and this, that, and the other thing. And the doctor keeps saying, do you feel anything? No. Do you feel anything? Do you feel anything? And the doctor said, now, are you sure you don't feel anything? And in my mind, I'm going, no, I don't think I do. And I opened my mouth to talk, and I went, it felt like my tongue was all swelled up. Well, the first thing I did was back off of it, and then all of a sudden I could talk again. So I felt something, and I understand what it was that I felt. So once you've identified the feeling, then when they're doing the testing, they can say, do you feel anything? You go, oh, I think I do. So they adjusted and adjusted and adjusted and got everything all set up. And I went to sleep last night. No CPAP. They say, do not use it. Use this. I turned it on. Boo. I got it set at the exact level where it is supposed to be set. And I went to sleep. Now, when I was a CPAP user, for 25 years, I've been used to sleeping on one pillow and then having another one over my head because my masks would always leak and make all kinds of sounds. So I'd put a pillow over my head. Not a big deal. As a matter of fact, I found it kind of comfortable, having your head just encased in a big marshmallow. So I went to sleep last night, but I still kind of needed that pillow because that's what back in the old days, you had air coming in. Now when I get the other pillow on top of me, I've got to make a space for my mouth and nose, or one or the other, so the air can come into it. So here's the real tune, the real story. I fell asleep very quickly, and I slept, and I slept, and I slept. And when I woke up in the morning, I looked at I had 8.3. They only had me set as a goal for 6, which was really cool. So 8.3 hours of sleep. Now, I asked my wife when I got up, I said, "Did you hear any snoring?" She goes, "As you started to go to sleep, I heard you snore a little bit initially, and then it went away." Well, anyway, I woke up this morning. I felt brilliant. It was wonderful. Here's another thing, which I think might be a side benefit of this. Last night, recently I've been having some issues with my bladder, having it wake me up in the middle of the night and stuff. So last night, I only had 2 instances of that happening. Now, there is a thing on your remote that if you get up and do something, you can actually set it on pause, which basically kind of turns the juice off in here. Well, I didn't do that because I didn't, want to interrupt my cycle. The doctor said the reason that they put it on pause for some people is if you get up and you have a drink of water or something, the muscles in your throat have all been totally affected. So if you try to drink, it won't do what you think it will. It's kind of dangerous. You'll try to aspirate it, but you'll cough it all out. So I didn't even bother to turn it on. I only had 2 instances, whereas the night before I got the Inspire, I woke up probably 6 or 7 times to have to go to the bathroom. Last night, I'm thinking that might be a benefit. Getting better sleep might actually let you sleep through those times when your bladder's trying to wake you up. But right now, man, am I encouraged. This thing is working so well. I use it for a week at this level, then I pop it up a little ways, just in case I've started to get a tolerance for that first level. So I bump it up. This on the remote, it actually has an indicator of how much juice you're getting through the thing. And you can pump it up about 20 times. So once I've had this for a week, then I turn it up a notch and then I use it for another week. But right now, perfect. I have no complaints whatsoever. In 6 weeks, the doctor's going to come in and find out if I've been having any trouble, if I need any other kinds of adjustments or stuff like that. If I'm having trouble, they're going to stick me in a sleep lab, which I don't anticipate any trouble. So I am looking forward to this, man. No more hoses, no more masks. Wow. No more teachers' dirty looks. I'll keep you up to date on this. Trust me. And just another thing, why wasn't I warned? Well, you can say you were now. I'm Vince. See you later.